Okay, I guess we can get started. I kind of already started, but I wasn't actually live because um, we were helping someone via telephone. So now, yesterday a little bit we just saw the scope of the problem basically, which was saying weird. Okay. So the introduction here was basically just talking about mathematically how to compute interest rate and determine the balance on a credit card at the end of 1 year of making minimum payment purchases, and giving hints on how to do the code. So we have to pull a little bit of information from here, and then we will put it into code language into Python and see what happens. Okay, so we're saying the minimum monthly payment rate is 2% of whatever the balance is. And then let's see, what was the other thing? They're saying like, so the annual interest rate and introductory purchase. I just want to be able to plug some numbers in to get numbers out that I recognize when I'm testing the code. So beginning balance. Interest rate is 18%. And then what's the remaining balance? So this is like balance 0, this is balance 1. And balance at the first month is equal to so the payment you make sorry. Sorry, like pushing myself away. Okay. Any payment we make during the month. Okay. Okay. U B sub 0 equals B sub 0 minus P sub 0, sorry. Where P sub 0 is the payments. So let's see, unpaid balance for month 0, UBO. So this is like a beginning balance. Is the initial. Okay, so that is like, I guess the base case, or at least the first initial step, where if the month equals 0, or I guess we could start counting at 1, but okay, so the very first one, if it's the very first one and it hasn't been incremented, that's when we run this one. And B sub 0 is balance. And P sub 0 is payments. Okay. So at the beginning of month 1, so at month 0, we make a payment. And it's considered 0 because the interest isn't started yet. So this is at month 0. And then at month 1, that's when it's the interest. Your annual interest rate is R. New balance is your previous unpaid balance. So balance at month 1 is plus interest rate. So it's equal to R there, so we can do that. Over 12, which is the number of months, times the unpaid balance. Yes, that's what it is. It's not the beginning balance, it's the unpaid balance, UBO. And then, so we're really looking for UB sub 0 all the way up to sub 12. And also, we're solving for B1, and P sub 0 is a constant, R is a constant, right? So these are the two that are changing. R is constant, and P sub 0, no, our payment is changed based on the balance that it's carrying, right? We figured that one out, which was P sub 0. P is also going to change. So this one needs to be solved first at every step, and then this one. Let's see. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, that should work, but I think I want to change it to not push to talk. That'd be under settings, right? Where are my settings? Can I change my settings? Here we go.
Which is
How do I save? I guess that's it. Can you hear me?
oh hey, how's it going?
Nice.
There we go. It seems a little less confusing to do it this way.
I guess so, but I do, like, I feel badly because I'm going to talk a lot. And I talk, like, through the problem as I'm doing it, so I know that can be distracting.
That's
I
totally
apologize in
cool.
advance.
I kind of, I don't know, like I kind of like listening to you work through the problems because I would like to learn some Python, but is that what you're working on today? You're still doing Python?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe I'll just absorb some of the things that you're talking about. So, all right, let's turn off this.
So then, what is that, month 2? Okay. Month 2 is b sub 1 equals b sub 1 minus p sub 1. And b2, the new balance at the end of month 2 is new b sub 1 plus r divided by the number of months, which is 12, and b sub 1 times b sub 1. Because this is the interest rate calculation part. So what is this? This is the balance of the month. One second, I'll be right back.
I have to do like a freshly compiled build of this and run it at some point rather than doing it in the editor, because sometimes I see this like weird, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's like this weird thing that like it doesn't load a piece of geometry and then you see this, I don't know. let's do one more run through this. some kind of crazy thunderstorm happening here.
this ocean, traveling in slow motion, paddling with no question, early morning with the sun, not yet burning, innocent, I try to be a good son, myself 100%, oh. I feel it inside, I wanna reach that, it's somewhere inside, I wish I reached that, skyline, skyline, I wanna reach that skyline, skyline, I wish I reached that skyline. Skyline, I'm gonna reach that skyline. Skyline. struggles to go through. They are strolling in the city, daily struggle to be true. Betrayed authenticity, poison all around, but still I will take another round or another route until we take off from the ground. I feel it inside, I wanna reach that. It's somewhere inside, I wish I reached that. Reach that skyline, skyline. I wanna reach that skyline, skyline. I wish I reached that skyline, skyline. I wanna reach that skyline, skyline. next to me, next to me, next to me? Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it next to me, next to me, next to me?
Alright, what do we got here? We have two holes. Here. Thought I saw another hole. Up here somewhere.
Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it next to me, next to me, next to me? Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it closer? Won't you bring it next to me, next to me, next to me? Won't you bring it closer?
Okay, sorry. We're back. Okay, I'm back. And, like, double sorry because I did some stuff while I wasn't technically live, so we can talk about that now. So basically, I just went through and started assigning my variables. So I have month, we start at 0 balance. We start at 5,000. I know when I put it into the grading program, it's going to give me those values, but for me to run tests on it inside Python 3.6, I need to have some variables there for it to play with. I mean, technically, if we want to do it for anything, then we should make, we should define something. We need to define a function that takes balance and annual interest rate. I feel like I'm finally getting this. For the first time, I feel like I'm finally getting this. What are we going to call this?
It's always a good feeling when you feel like you're really getting something.
I know, right? After so long, like so long. I finished Codecademy, and then I tried to start my project, and I was still like, I don't know anything about this, and what do I learn next to try to take it to the next step? And so here I am learning this next section. I guess it's like intermediate Python.
Nice.
Let's see the beginning balance and annual interest rate. Okay. I gotta move all my tabs into the right place. Syntax will get you every time. Okay. So for a month in range 12, meaning months from 0 through 12 or 0 through 11. It's not inclusive, but since 0 through 11 is actually 12 months, then that works. If the first month is 0, we take the balance and we decrement it by the monthly payment rates. And otherwise, if the month is greater than 0 and less than or equal to 12, maybe we have to say 11. The minimum payment, what will the minimum payment be? First, we need to figure out the minimum payment. It is the balance, and the balance decrements, so that should work there. And it decrements by balance times the annual interest rate again. And once we've calculated what the minimum payment is for that month, then we didn't calculate interest yet on any of these. It's the minimum, oh, plus, okay. So this becomes, is that right? Balance times the annual interest rate again. And the balance has gone down, so the minimum payment changes. But will we not need to even put that here because it's here? As this changes, this should change. Because it's every time it's going to take balance, and balance is decremented here. So I don't think we need this line here. We need something else. So if it's at month 1, we need balance equal to, okay. We need to define what unpaid balance is. I mean, here, we need to return balance, because then that will actually, will that change it, right? I know that will decrement it, but when it runs through again, will that work? Maybe. I don't think we need it. So we have the balance. This is unpaid balance. Oh, maybe that's what we say, unpaid balance. No, it's just the balance, because we want to decrement it by the monthly payment rate. I don't want to subtract it every time. Or do we do something like this? And we define unpaid balance to equal the balance minus the monthly payment rate. Because month 0 only happens once. And because we need unpaid balance to determine the interest that's added to the balance for months 1 through 11. So then we have unpaid balance. We say balance is equal to the unpaid balance plus the interest rate, which is, how are we going to say that? Plus annual interest rate divided by 12 times I think this is probably easier to say month in range 1 through 11. That's probably the nicer way to write it than those operands. Times UBI, or UB sub 1, sorry, UB sub 1, which is unpaid balance. Okay, so that gives us an updated balance here, but this one didn't give us one. So we need to say something somehow that we I just also don't know I mean, it's not going to change this here, but we do need that. Maybe we say, so we get here, we say for month in range 12, if month equals 0, the balance will equal balance minus monthly payments. And then we increment the month. Maybe all of these need to go inside the definition. Because it's not a while loop, so it doesn't need to sit outside, and it is outside of the for loop, but inside the definition. So if month equals 0, we take the balance. We reduce it by the monthly payment rate. And then that balance becomes that, which would be 4,900. Then we get month 1, and we come through here again, and we know that it's no longer 0, so we come down to the next line, and then we say, okay, it's not 0, it is within this range here of 1 through 11. Now what do? Now I need to determine the balance, which is an unpaid balance from last month, but I can't say unpaid balance, so I just say balance. It's not that I can't, but balance plus the annual interest rate times the balance. Because the balances on the right side here will be the balance that's on the left up here, because it's pulling directly from here. So it does the right to solve the left. It doesn't say 5,000 equal to that. What it says is do this rate and then set balance equal to whatever the outcome of this equation is. And then what do? I feel like maybe we need to return, because we don't want to go through again. Right, so we return balance, return month. Is that what we should do? That way it's returned up to here, right? I don't even know if we need to set this as 0, because we're saying for month in range here, and we're setting the range, so we might not even need that. And then we wouldn't need to maybe return month? I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like we're getting closer. Because month 0 is different from months 1 through 11. So if we can solve 1 through 11, then we're done. So we know that each month the balance will be reduced. The balance will be equal to, no, it's not. Is that the balance? Yes. So it's the unpaid balance. And then we do balance equal to balance minus the monthly payments again. Right? Because this is the extra step in 1 through 11, is that the interest rate is applied. So first we make the balance equal to the balance from the last month plus how you determine the interest charge to the account. And then we take that balance and we subtract. We say balance equals balance minus the monthly payments. And then we increment the month. And then at the very end, we print balance. Maybe? Let's see what we get. Oh, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this compound credit payment calculation. That's what this really is. Syntax, invalid syntax. Oh, I forgot a colon at the end of my definition. Oh, such a noob. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistakes abound. Let's see. Okay, let's try again. Missing parentheses. Oh, my bad. I wrote it in Python 2 style instead of Python 3 style. Let's go. Well, it ran through, but it's not printing the balance. Let's try again. Balance not defined, so we gotta go. It's gotta be inside the definition here. I've set everything here. Why wouldn't it go through? I wanted to print it out. It's not printing it. I mean, it's not giving me errors, but it might not also give me anything. Undefined name. Oh, maybe annual interest rate. I wrote it wrong. Yeah. There we go. Okay, it's still going through, but it's not printing anything out. Maybe I need to call it first. I don't want to print the balance. I want to print balance end year with balance equal to 5,000 and annual interest rate equal to 0.02. Nope. I don't think we need any of these because these are defined. The only thing we need to put is monthly payment rate. Define monthly payment rate because balance comes from there and annual interest rate comes from there and month comes from there. So let's try to make it a little bit neater. More streamlined because it takes 2 arguments. And first it calculates the monthly payment rate based on the balance. But I think that actually needs to be down here. We need it here too. So maybe instead of up there, we put it down inside the for loop. Because we need to recalculate the monthly payment rate each time the balance is reduced. So it has to occur in the loop as well. need to return balance. Maybe we start, I mean, it's going to be reduced by... I have to take this call. Hold on a minute.
Makes me wanna grow. Never gonna give you. 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 It makes me wanna cry. I know I'm never ever giving you up. You're always gonna feel my love. This thing is so damn crazy. Oh, I just wanna be down. Let me come around for you. Oh, it makes me wanna cry. I know I'm never ever giving you up.
Back.
You're always gonna feel my love.
Nice.
So damn crazy.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Is that right? Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I did a little more work before I got a phone call, but it's one of those good phone calls where somebody who used to work for another business is working somewhere else, and they're like, hey, you know what? They need a server, and you guys are fantastic, so I'll tell them to use you too. It's the best thing ever. I feel like that's the highest compliment. Nice. That's twice today the phone has rang with money. Like, yes. All right. Base balance. I think that should work. I mean, it's not pitching out any more complaints, but I also don't think it's necessarily working like it's supposed to, but because I thought I would put something in and print it out, but oh, maybe we need to do this. It's printed none. Okay, so that's not quite right. Because we're not returning anything, maybe? Maybe we need to return the balance at the very end here. There we go. Make sure my indents are proper. Run it again. Okay. That one came out correct. Come on, you guys. I think we're actually doing this. Okay. And the remaining balance needs to print out in the format like this. I don't know if it's going to check all the way through, but let's paste it in here and give it a try. I feel like I should comment on it. I don't have much time left anyway, because the kids get out of school early today. They're still in school. I'm so sad about that. God, it's June. Can we have summer break already? I'd like summer break too. So I have to get up. I can sleep in. So it's a function that takes the balance on the annual interest rate and determines the remaining balance after 1 year. Oh, let's see the full output. Ah, why is the monthly payment rate times 0.04? So we need to have something that uses, is that right? Annual interest rate 0.2. Let's take this out. Oh, because it doesn't take a third one. These are the 3 inputs, so I need 3 arguments. And so the monthly payment rate is, it's not equal to that. We define what the monthly payment rate is, so we don't need this either. Monthly payment rate is defined in here. Okay, let's see. Ah, oh, still incorrect. Receive no output. Maybe the return isn't right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put this in here. And this is 42, and let's see what we get. Let's see if we can get an answer. Balance, annual interest rate, monthly payment rate is wait, I need to do monthly payment rate, but it still needs to be multiplied by something, which is the balance. So it's like monthly payment is equal to the balance times the monthly payment rate. And then this one here, monthly payment rate, would become monthly payment. What's this? Did I not spell it correctly? That's correct. I did not spell it correctly. Now I have those 2 match, and that should be happy. Let's see what happens. Okay, but it's returning all of this, and I need to return rounded to 2 decimals. So return balance, return round, balance, comma, 2 digits. I think we got this. I think we got this. Let's see here. Let's put it in here. Okay, let's try it. Still incorrect. Ooh, and it's telling me my remaining balance should be 38.31, maybe. See, I'm getting 47.14, so I'm not actually reducing the balance by that. Right? Return round balance should be... If we're starting at 42, it shouldn't end up higher. So I also want to print at the end. Let's print the monthly payment. I want to see what it is. Now I gotta trial and error debug it. Let's see. Monthly payments not defined. It is. Oops. Let's try that. Okay, it's happy with that, but it's not actually, it didn't actually print it. So what I should be getting, so for any month in range of 12, so 0 through 11, the monthly payment will be equal to so at first, the unpaid balance should equal balance. So this is balance times monthly payment rate. Whatever the balance is, whatever the unpaid balance is, times the monthly payment rate will equal the monthly payment for every month. And then if the month is equal to 0, so if it's the very first month, then take balance. It's not neat enough yet. I'm thinking that's part of the problem. We take the balance and we decrement it by the monthly payment, which is defined here. And then we increment the month by 1. But we actually don't increment the month by 1 because we don't have month set as anything. We're just saying months in these ranges. And we return balance. And then we know if the month is, so then it'll keep going. It'll do the next one. So we did 0, now it's going to do 1. When it's 1, it's going to come to the second step. Maybe this is an else. And we don't need this. Because we're going to do all the months in that range, and if it's not 0, then it's something else, and if it's something else, then we need to do this, which is we're going to take the balance and we're going to add to it the annual interest rate times the balance. And then we're going to take that balance. So do we need to like return the balance before we call it again? If we return, will it kick it out or will it continue? I think it kicks it out and continues. Only if you break does it end it. So then we're going to take the balance and we're going to subtract the monthly payment rate again. Because this balance will be increased by the interest rate. And then again, we return the balance. And at the very end, after all of that's done, we return the rounded balance to 2 decimal points. And now I'm going to call this, with these inputs, balance 42, annual interest rate 0.2, and then monthly payment rate 0.04. $40.32. That's still not quite right because it should be $31.38. So let's see. I only have like 20 more minutes, a little less than that. Let's take a look at some of the hints, see if we can get an idea. We've done some of that. Let's see. Only 2 decimal digits of accuracy. We got that down. That's not a problem. Let's see what the hint was. Use the round function at the end of your code. I did that. All right. How do we think about this problem? For each month, compute the monthly payment based on the previous month's balance. Do we do that? For each month, compute the monthly payment. For a month in this range, we compute the monthly payment to be the balance multiplied by the monthly payment rate. So I think we have that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's move this down here. Then charging interest on the result. Not for 0, but okay. Compute the monthly payment based on the previous month's balance. Yes, monthly payment equals the balance times the monthly payment rate. Then update the outstanding balance. So then we say, we update the outstanding balance by removing the payment, charging interest on the result. So we remove the payment and then charge interest on the result. Balance is removing the payment and charging interest on the result. So we remove the initial payment. Do we actually make a payment first again? I don't think so. Output the month. The minimum monthly payment and the remaining balance. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we quite did everything we need to do here. I see that we still have to, so we need like a rolling balance. So first we need what do we say first? Balance equals balance? I don't know. Return month. Do we not, I'm wondering, do we not need a 0 month case? I feel like we do because there's no interest charged there. So actually, once we start, so the initial balance has to be reduced by the monthly payment. We'll start month equal to 0 up here. We have to increment, okay? To increment here too. I guess I have to put it someplace else. So we'll say unpaid balance equals balance. And then here we'll say, yeah, I know it's not used yet, calm down. And this will be unpaid balance. Which will take this so we say unpaid balance minus the monthly payment. Can't we just decrement it by the monthly payment? I don't see why. I mean, if that was a number, which it is, then I should just be able to decrement that number, just like subtract from it. It's not entirely counting down though. Maybe decremation only works in like singular units or only in integers. So we'll say balance minus return unpaid balance. Return month. And they want us to keep track of the total amount paid over all the months so far. So payments is equal to plus equals monthly payments. I'm gonna put that there. It starts at 0 and we increment payments plus equals monthly payment. I don't think I want to put it here. Call this total payments. Total payment. I don't think I want to put that there. I think I want to put it down here. We're going to increase the total payments plus equals the monthly payment, right? But I feel like that's not, it shouldn't be defined down here, it should be defined up here where we define what the monthly payment is. So now we'll just say 4 month less than less than 12. And month starts at 0. And it counts up. So we will break out of our loop eventually. What is it telling us we need to add besides that? So we compute the monthly payment based on the previous month's balance. Oh, this should be unpaid balance. And then for months that aren't equal to 1, we're going to take the unpaid balance and we're going to add to that the annual interest rate divided by 12 times the unpaid balance. Ooh, maybe instead of we take instead of doing unpaid balance plus equals the annual interest rate divided by 12 times the unpaid balance, I'm just going to take the unpaid balance, I'm going to multiply it by the annual interest rate divided by 12 and set it equal to unpaid balance. And then we're going to take the unpaid balance and we're going to decrement it by the monthly payment. Not the monthly payment rate, but the monthly payment. Ooh, maybe that's what was screwing up my numbers down here. All right, let's see if we can run this again, what happens. I don't need to... Do I need to return the unpaid balance? Probably. All right, hold on, I gotta take this again.
Alright, I'm gonna go have some lunch too, so I'll see you all around later.
That phone call was too. Okay. Invalid syntax. We do that. Undefined name, unpaid balance. would I want to put it in here? I think I want it all the way outside. Turn unpaid. Unpaid balance. Still give me 40.32. I don't know about all this stuff. I feel like we're getting closer, but it's just not happening. Unpaid O's gotta be capitalized. I feel like it goes through the first step and then that's it. That's it, right? We take the first. $42 times 0.04 is 168. 42 minus 168 is 40.32. So it's only going through the first step if the month is equal to 0. Oh, because we didn't decrement here too, or increment. We didn't increment down here. Still the same thing. So it's going through. So first month is 0, and while it's less than 11, it does this. It defines the monthly payment as the unpaid balance, which is for now just the balance times the monthly payment rate, which is defined here as a user input. And then the total, and then we increment the total payment by the monthly payment. And then if month equals 0, we're going to take the unpaid balance, which is so far still the balance. We're going to, can we decrement it by the monthly payment? And then we increment the month by 1. We return the unpaid balance and return the month. But I think we return each of those things further outside. And if the month isn't equal to 0, then we take the unpaid balance and we multiply it by the annual interest rate. And then we subtract the monthly payment. All right, well, it's 12:45. I'm sure I'm going to be working on this anyway. I might not wait until tomorrow, but we'll see. So far, this one took me 2 hours to work on, although there was a lot of interruptions today, but there were good interruptions. So hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.